Over the last few months, a very specific story has been built around Prime Minister Christopher Luxon's government. It frames his administration as a boardroom, a focused machine bringing corporate efficiency to the Beehive. We can see this framing in a recent New Zealand Herald op-ed by business advisor Bruce Cotterill. He urges the public to overlook minor political friction and slip-ups, asking us to focus instead on what he calls the coalition's tangible achievements. This chart shows child material hardship under this coalition. Children living without essentials rose from 10.5% to 12.5%. When focused on top-line metrics, this 2% rise becomes a secondary detail. A successful quarter becomes compatible with thousands of children losing basics. To measure the true impact of this administration, we have to look past the boardroom reports and audit their record. We do this using the principles of Te Kanga Maori, foundational cultural protocols demanding accountability and care. The Herald op-ed points to crime reduction as a major coalition victory, specifically claiming that the government's tough-on-crime policies caused an 85%. Claiming victory for work you did not do is a breach of basic Te Kanga and an appropriation of mana. The op-ed then lists economic and social wins, but it omits the government's legislative stance toward Te Tiriti o Waitangi. The Treaty Principles Bill is the clearest example, reviewed by the independent Waitangi Tribunal. They stated the bill was built upon a disingenuous historical narrative designed to use the policy process against Maori. Pushing this bill forward forced Maori communities to spend an entire parliamentary term defending their constitutional rights. It consumed immense resources and massive amounts of energy from the very people the Crown is obligated to partner with. Treating the foundational treaty partnership as a bargaining chip to satisfy a coalition agreement drains the nation's Maori, its vital life force. It is an act of constitutional vandalism. The final achievement claimed in the piece is that the government has successfully increased funding for mental health support services and 111 calls. This chart compares that general funding claim against reality on the ground. According to the Royal Australian and New Zealand College of Psychiatrists, child and adolescent mental health services in regions like Rotorua have been cut by up to 90%. When you look at who is writing these character references for the coalition, the bias becomes clear. Bruce Cotterill is a professional director sitting on multiple corporate boards. He is evaluating a government that prioritizes the exact boardroom environment he operates in. This narrative asks us to admire the polish of a minor tax adjustment or a simplified building code, while directing our gaze away from the structural harm occurring to the country's most vulnerable whānau. This machine relies on corporate public relations to mask reality. It labels the stripping of community resources as efficiency and the erasure of cultural protections as simplification, hiding the damage beneath a polished facade. True rangatiratanga, or self-determination, means refusing to accept this spin. It means rejecting the corporate narrative and backing the indigenous truth-tellers who verify government claims against the lived reality of their communities. Stay vigilant. Support independent platforms like the Maori Green Lantern and demand that political power is held accountable to the actual health and dignity of the people, not to the KPIs of a boardroom.